Tom was a small boy. He had bright, curious eyes. His hair was the color of autumn leaves. He did not have a mother. He did not have a father. Tom lived in a large old building. It was called St. Michael's Home for Children. He had lived there for many years. He could not remember any other home. It was a place of many rules. The home was often cold. The walls were tall and gray. Sunlight struggled to reach the windows. Tom had a small bed in a big room. Many other children slept there too. They had their own quiet sadness. Tom felt very small in such a big place. He often looked out of the window. He watched the birds fly free. He wished he could fly with them. No one quite knew Tom's story. He arrived as a tiny baby. A note was pinned to his blanket. It only said, "Please care for him." The people at St. Michael's tried their best, but best was often not very much. Tom learned early to be quiet. He learned to watch and to listen. He carried his unknown past like a little stone. It was smooth and always with him. Despite his lonely start, Tom was hopeful. He had a secret smile he kept inside. He believed good things could happen. He found joy in tiny moments, a ladybug landing on his hand, a shared piece of bread, the warmth of a rare sunny day. Tom held on to these small, bright things. They were like stars in his own private sky. He knew deep down that his story was not over. Life at St. Michael's was not easy. Every day brought its own struggles. Food was simple and never quite enough. Tom's clothes were old and patched. They had belonged to other boys before him. He often felt a chill in his bones. The older children were sometimes unkind. They teased him for being small, or for being too quiet and thoughtful. He learned to make himself almost invisible. The biggest challenge was the loneliness. It was a heavy blanket Tom could not shake off. He saw families visit other children. He saw mothers hold their children close. A deep ache would fill his small chest. He longed for a kind touch. He yearned for a gentle voice. He wished for someone to call his own. This longing was a constant companion. It was a shadow that followed him everywhere. Sometimes tasks seemed too big for him. The chores were hard for little hands. He had to scrub cold stone floors. He had to help in the steamy laundry. Once he dropped a heavy bucket of water. The matron, Mrs. Gable, was very cross. Her words were sharp like little needles. Tom felt his heart sink low. He wanted to cry, but he did not. He just picked up the spilled bucket quietly. These difficulties could make anyone sad. They could make anyone want to give up. Tom felt the sadness, of course. It was like a gray cloud inside him, but he did not let the cloud stay. He would blink hard and take a deep breath. He told himself that tomorrow might be better. He believed in the power of might. It was a small word, but it held much hope for him. Tom found ways to cope with his hard life. He discovered a secret world in books. The home had a small, dusty library. Most children ignored it, but Tom loved it. He would sneak away to read stories of brave knights and magical lands, stories of children who found happiness. These books were his escape. They were his dearest friends. They showed him that even in darkness, light could exist. One cold afternoon, he saw a younger boy crying. Little Sam had lost his only toy. It was a small wooden bird. Tom knew how it felt to lose something precious. He spent his free time searching. He looked under beds and behind cupboards. Finally, he found the bird near the bins. Sam's smile was like the sun coming out. This act of kindness made Tom feel warm. It was a different kind of magic. Tom was like a little tree in a storm. The winds of hardship blew hard, but his roots of hope grew deeper. He learned to be strong in his quiet way. He learned that tears did not solve problems. Trying again often did. He started to draw pictures. He drew the heroes from his books. He drew the birds he saw outside. His drawings were full of life and color. One day, a visitor came to St. Michael's. She was an artist named Miss Lily. She was looking for children with a spark. She saw Tom's drawings by chance. They were hidden under his thin mattress. Miss Lily saw the hope in his art. She saw the stories he wanted to tell. She smiled kindly at Tom. "You have a gift, young man," she said. Her words were like a tiny key. They unlocked a new door. Miss Lily started to visit Tom regularly. She brought him paper and colored pencils. She taught him about shading and light. Tom learned quickly, his eyes shining. His drawings became even more beautiful. They told stories of courage and dreams. For the first time, Tom felt seen. He felt that someone believed in him. This belief was a powerful thing. It helped him grow taller inside. His life did not change overnight. He still lived at St. Michael's. The days could still be long and gray. But now there was a thread of gold. It was woven through his ordinary days. He had his art, and he had Miss Lily. He even started to teach little Sam to draw. He shared his colors and his hope. The loneliness did not feel so heavy anymore. He was connecting with others. Tom knew his journey was just beginning. There would be more challenges ahead, he was sure, but he was not afraid like before. His past was part of him, yes. It had taught him to be strong. It had taught him to find joy in small things. He carried these lessons with him. They were his shield and his guide. He looked forward with a brave heart. Tom's story is a reminder for us all. It tells us that hope is a powerful magic. It shows that even in difficult times we can be resilient. We can find our own sparks of light. Perseverance means not giving up. It means believing in tomorrow. Tom's future was unwritten, but he held the pen now, and he was ready to draw a very bright picture indeed.